Ooh! Ooh! My God, look at that! It was calm when I got here, started my little hike. We got a hammock up there at Big Dick Beach right here. I'll let you know why it's called that in a while. Let's the one spring a tire swing somewhere. See if we can get situated here. Ooh, what are we gonna yap about this one? Oh, not a stable log. I like that. Half a cigarette. I'm happy. I'm like, all right, tobacco is addictive. You know, it's new and fun. And sometimes it's hard. It like grounds you so much. It's hard to go on to the next thing sometimes. So I just need to be aware of that. And I'm like, all right, well, if I'm only smoking half most of the time, you know, how addicted can you be? You know, but I'm not, you know, I don't want to, you know, pick up something else and then feel shame about it like I did with marijuana. And now that I'm in a state where it's like legalized and like, you know, this place literally used to be like the, you know, close to the grow farm capitals of yesteryear. You know, there's not that shame. There's not that shame about doing it. And so I'm trying not to have that same shame around tobacco. Dude, this guy's been going back and forth with his boat. Might get a free little concert here. Not enough women on the boat. But that's why it's called Big Dick Beach. Oh, shit. But it is, you know, shame is a bastard we carry around with us for numerous reasons. And I'm sure everybody's is different, whether it be, you know, some sort of past relationship or something you've done, or like if you ever served jail time, or, you know, just any food or drink, or what you watch, what you consume, you know. If you're ever part of a church or a cult. You know, and my diet's changed so much in the last couple of years. And I'm so happy about it. But now it's like, you know, when I want to treat myself, when I want to reach for like a piece of cake or something, or have, you know, maybe a bag of chips. It's like, you know, let me enjoy this as much as I can. Because if you do it, you know, and then you feel shame about it afterwards, like maybe you'll feel like shit, like maybe your body will feel like shit afterwards. That happens. You know, then it's just the double whammy, you know. Then you're like, you know, you're harming yourself, and you're beating yourself up about it. But, you know, maybe that takes you to a point where it's like, okay, this doesn't serve me anymore. And I was thinking about it. I was like, is our higher self just like our future self? Where it's like, if you're doing something to serve yourself for the next day, for the next week, the next year, if you're going to school for something, like that, that intuition that's speaking to us is our future self. It's our higher self. There's a version of us that wants to be there, and that's why it resonates with us. And then, if we're serving our past self, if we're just caught in these loops and routines of, things, we did when we were a teenager or something, then it's like that's your lower self. It was something I was kind of pondering in Yosemite. And it was like, my future self wants me to be here. 'Cause it feels right, I got that intuition. Try to wake up every day and listen to that intuition versus the old loops, the old thought patterns, the old story. So just try to be aware, try to bring awareness to each thing you do, and like, why am I doing this? Is this a default program that's been going on unnoticed? And is it, is that serving you still? Need that reset. If it is, great. Keep doing it. And if it isn't, I think that's where a lot of people get stuck, is because they, they're like, well, I don't want to do this anymore, but like, I don't know the habits or the hobbies that will serve me. And in this ever-moving, fast-paced world, when do you ever find time to freaking do that? OCD, trying to flatten it out. And so, you need a pattern interrupt. You need a boop. You need something that just stops the pattern. And that could be anything, It could be just rolling around on the ground. That could be going to your bed and just going in the fetal position. Something to just bring, have that awareness, that consciousness, that, you're like, wait, body. Wait. I'm here still. I'm in control. Sometimes that's just letting go of control. Like, I said, just finding a place outside to watch the birds, listen to the wind, listen to the waves, take in those negative ions from the trees, the grass, the prairies, the mountaintops. And breathe in that new, that fresh information. Because it'll drain you of that old energy. There's a tree in the yard every morning where I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my qigong, trying to stretch, trying to get my body loosened up for the day, but I'll always touch the tree. I feel like I can just exhale more. I can exhale deeper. Like you feel it going out all the way through your feet and into the earth. And Mama will take that on. And then you can bring in the new, fresh, every day. So, love, y'all.